So Warframe's mainline update is definitely going to drop this week. Hopefully today, but if not then maybe tomorrow. If not then next week. I was definitely hoping it would drop last night, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So in this update we know we are getting Hildren, our beefy female shield based Warframe. The melee 2.9, 2.8, 3.0, I can't remember which version this is. The melee changes with the directional slam and the more fluid attacks and so on. We're going to get the much hyped Revenant's huge Tatsu katana, which looks absolutely amazing, and I know it is something that a lot of you are looking forward to getting your hands on with this update, probably more so than anything else in this update. Bounties will be accessible out on the plains of Eidolon, so you don't need to go back to Cetus and pick them up, just like the way they work in Orb Valis. There is the new Arsenal ability UI changes to better show how abilities work, as well as I guess the hidden synergies between some of those abilities, as well as other quality of life changes that I'm going to speak about in this video. Now first up, one of the things players weren't liking about this new ability screen coming up with this update is that it required a lot of tabbing over abilities, which you would then need to do every time you changed a mod, and all of your stats for these abilities weren't just in one place like we have right now in game. So some of you asked if there was any way for us to have a second tab or a second window showing all of that info in one place, kind of like we have right now, and having the new ability screen at the same time. And I guess they heard your voices in a way. Pablo showed this off last night on Twitter. So along with having the new ability screen, now when you're in your mod selection screen, when you're building your Warframe for specific stats and switching mods about, you will be able to mouse over your ability icons underneath the frame's stats on the left hand side of your screen, and when you mouse over these icons it will show how your build is going to affect each one of these abilities. So you're going to be able to mouse over each of the abilities and see how your build is going to affect it. So in the screenshot that Pablo shared of Garuda, he has her Seeking Talons ability highlighted, and it shows the ability's damage, its duration, its bleed chance, and of course the ability's energy drain as well. So if he was to switch some of his mods about, of course the Warframe's values are going to change, and then you can quickly just mouse over or tab over the ability icon to see how it's going to affect it. So it is definitely a welcome addition. You're going to have this as well as that new screen as well. Now other changes coming with this update that Pablo mentioned in a follow-up tweet is the new trading UI, the Arcane Manager, dojo decoration, ability screen changes, and of course the new notification widget as well. This widget was shown off by Rebecca in a small video, and it basically allows you as well to mouse over the icon in the top right hand side of your screen, and it will show you the time left on all of your boosters, how many items you have to be claimed in your foundry, and so on. So you can see them all in a nice drop down menu. Now you will also be able to disable or re-enable affinity numbers and damage numbers that pop up on your screen, which is a change that some of you have asked for and will love, whereas other players will just be pretty meh about it because it's not going to really affect, or maybe you won't change it at all. So like I said, mainline will be this week, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, today. Now the last thing that I'm going to quickly mention in this video is that Rebecca released a forum post yesterday about the whole Semlar situation, and in this post she states how they are now going to provide actual Riven trade values for tool makers like Semlar and the other bot makers, like I guess from Discords and things like that, in order to have a fairer Riven trade market. So the info will be shared with all bot creators to give the community a better idea on certain prices. So I guess by shutting down one community resource that affected certain traders' platinum income, they have now made sure that we get a fairer trade chat. Now this is not an auction house in game, by the way, or even the foundation for one. That's something Rebecca clarified. Having an auction house in game is not something that they are currently looking at. Now on top of Rebecca's post, Semlar himself had to post an apology on Reddit for his actions in breaking the game's terms of service by having his bots track all region chats for average prices on Rivens, and apparently he had a paid version of that bot service as well, which gave users access to all of the region trade chats in one place, which was definitely a bad thing. But he will now be collaborating in a way with Digital Extremes to set up a fairer trade by getting the information directly from them. Now, I would imagine that this apology he posted was probably a legal thing that he had to do, or maybe a requirement in order for him to actually collaborate with DE to set this new trade thing up. Now, by taking the tracker down, it basically backfired, and now all bot makers will have verified information on prices directly from Digital Extremes. But anyway, mainline update this week, hopefully, fingers crossed. Let me know what part of it you're looking forward to. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.